guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Maritzah K, if you did not know who I was, and today we are going to be talking about the $300 that is in my Sephora shopping cart. It's not that expensive, but to the average person it's probably expensive, so let's figure out why I'm about to spend $300 at Sephora. Let's get into it.
If I gotta choose me, I won't be afraid to. If I gotta choose me, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Alright guys, so the first thing that's in my cart is the Natasha Denona Glam eyeshadow palette. Okay, I have a list. I still have like, I don't have back, well, I think they're back braces. That's what I call them. But there's a wire behind my front row, like the first 4 teeth of my bottom row. So sometimes my tongue will hit it and I'll have a lisp. So bear with me. So the first thing that I have in my cart is the Natasha Denona Glam eyeshadow palette, and it is a cool tone palette. It retails for $65. Now the reason why it's in my cart is because when I looked at it I was like, ooh, I can give a holiday tutorial with this. So when I say holiday, I mean like December time. Like I'm not thinking like November, this time of year. When I think of November eyeshadow and glam, I think of the colors that I have on my eyes right now. Like I think burgundies, I also think greens when it comes to November. When it comes to holiday time, like December time, I'm thinking cool tone shadows, like, you know, the grays and browns, and but the cool tones, grays and browns. I don't know, gray can be warm, but brown can definitely be a warm tone. So I'm thinking of like the cool tone browns and grays and whites and blacks and silvers and all that. That's what I'm thinking of. And also I really wanted to replace my Sultry palette. I still have it, but I don't use it, and I kind of don't support the brand anymore. It's not a kind of, I don't support the brand anymore. So I wanted to replace my Sultry palette and give you guys something that I actually, a brand that I support and a brand that I like. So hopefully the palette actually works out in my favor and I can really recommend it to you guys. But from what I heard about her eyeshadows, they are worth the money. So the next thing I have in my cart is the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream. I got a hold of this because of Twitter. I seen a couple content creators talking about wanting it, and then other content creators were giving their feedback on it. And the one thing I did learn is that the colors are a lot darker than they actually are. So I was actually gonna go with the shade Tan, which is darker than the shade Medium, which is in my cart. This retails for $30, but people were saying the shade Tan, people who are my complexion were saying tan is too dark, you want to go up to medium. And from what I've been reading up on it is that the shades are actually a lot darker than they actually are, so you may want to go a shade up than what you think you actually are. So I also want to try it because when I think of contour, I think of fall and winter time. I don't necessarily contour in the spring and summer, so I didn't really care for contour, you know, earlier in the year, because it's just like, I mean, it's springtime, it's summer, I'm not contouring, it's just an extra step. Let me just throw on some bronzer. So now that it is winter time, I do still want to have that cut cheek that I have today because I contoured, and also I add bronzer on top of it. But the combination of both, I think of fall and winter rather than spring and summer when it comes to contour, so that's why I wanted it now rather than later. I'm not sure when this came out, but it's winter time, so it's time to contour in my world. Next I have the Pat McGrath Lab Sublime Perfection Concealer in the color M18, which retails for $32. Now if you are familiar with my channel, I do already have Pat McGrath concealer. I have run out and I'm in the shade M20, but Sephora and Pat McGrath clearly ran out of shade M20, and they are sold out of those two shades, sold out of that shade on both websites. So I'm kind of like, all right, I have no choice but to maybe get a highlight shade, so that's what I'm going for. Hopefully it's not too late, hopefully it's the perfect match, but from what the undertones have, like the description of the undertones, I'm thinking it's a good match. Buying concealer scares me, I'm gonna be honest. I get scared buying concealer over foundation, because with foundation at least I can really get a feel for it, like looking through pictures, going through YouTube videos, seeing the description, seeing the pictures that are on display and on the apps and stuff like that. But concealer, I don't know, concealer is very tricky to me, especially undertones, and I'm scared, but hopefully it's the right shade and I can make it work. The next thing that I have in my cart is the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Marquises, or Marquises, I think that's how you say it. It is $49. I had tried NARS Radiant Longwear a year ago or 2 years ago. I really, really loved that foundation. I just didn't have the right shade, and after a while it just got annoying to mix shades, so I just kind of stopped using it. I don't know what I did with it. It's gone somewhere. But now I took it back. I got it at Ulta. Ulta didn't have my shade, so I went with one shade that I thought would be my shade, and it wasn't my shade, and so I had to take it back. But I really love NARS foundation. I really love high-end foundations. My skin loves high-end foundations. My bank account does not. $49 foundation, bank account does not like. But I love high-end foundations. I love the way it makes my skin feel. They usually don't break out my skin. I wish drugstore foundations didn't irritate my skin, but they do, so I have to go, you know, up to a higher end. Right now I have on Fenty, and Fenty doesn't irritate my skin, and it's not super high end. It's like $34, but it's worth it, and it looks high end, so that's why I wear my Fenty. But this shade actually isn't my shade. I make it look lighter with highlighting with my concealer and stuff like that, and carving underneath my cheeks. So I want to just get something that's already my shade. This is my summer shade, but I can make it work. It's just time for my winter shade. And Sephora doesn't have my Bobbi Brown foundation shade. They have all the other shades but my shade, so I have to order that outside of Sephora, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. So the next thing that I have in my cart is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil Eye, Lip, and Brow Pencil. It's a mouthful as well. It is $18, and Makeup Forever came out, I want to say about like 2 years ago, with like all the colors of the rainbow, all of these pencils that you can use for your eyes, your lips, your brows, whatever. They're artist pencils, and I've seen Nicole Guerrero talk about them. She's the first person I've seen with them like 2 years ago. And then Jackie Aina, and then I just see people here and there talk about them. Bailey Sarian, like I've seen them and I want them. Now the only reason why I haven't bought them is because they're $18, and I'm like, ugh. I can just go to Ulta and get, you know, lip liner for $8.50 and call it a day. But I really want to try this because of my eyes. I really want to brighten like my waterline sometimes with a beige color, and I feel like with Makeup Forever, that brand works really well in making sure that people don't have allergies or anything with their products. Sorry, I'm still looking over with that spider. Is that a spider web? Hold on. So yeah, so the Makeup Forever one I really want to try. I know Nicole Guerrero, she says that she has sensitive eyes, like her waterline and all that stuff always waters no matter, you know, what eyeliner she uses. But with these, she doesn't have that problem, so that really intrigued me because I have that issue. I can't always use eyeliner because my eyes water. So hopefully when I buy it, I don't have these issues. Next is the Pat McGrath Lab Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Setting Powder, and this retails for $30. I already have the dark one, so I already use the shade, I think it's called Deep. So I already have the deepest shade. I just want the lighter one, so when I highlight underneath my eyes, it's a little bit brighter, and I really love the formula of the setting powder, so that's why I want it in a shade lighter, especially because, like I said, highlighting underneath my eyes. Next, I have the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, but the mini size, which retails for $13, and it's in the shade Chestnut. Now, the reason why I'm buying this is because I feel like if I paired the Radiant Creamy Concealer with the foundation, it will look really, really pretty, because like they're from the same company, and you know, usually their products go hand in hand. And I've always wanted to try NARS. You know, everybody and their mom has had NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It was one of those concealers that everybody and their mom had way back when YouTube was like popping with tutorials. So like 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, whatever. Like NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer is that girl. I still feel like it's still a household product, household name. NARS knows what it's doing. That is one product I know that people who will for sure still want to buy, are still intrigued to buy. NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer can never go wrong, like in terms of hearing about it. Now, I don't know about what the concealer is actually like. Well, no, until I hit send. Oh, well, check out. So next I have the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix Hydrating Setting Spray. If you're familiar with my channel, I already use this. I use this to give that glowiness that I have going on right now. I use that to refresh my makeup. I really like this. This one retails for $28. They have a mini size that retails for, I do believe, $13. I really like this spray. I'm running low on my original spray, so it's time for me to re-up. That's why it's in my cart. Next, I have the Milk Makeup, well, next and last, I have the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer, which retails for $28, and I have it in the shade Caramel. I used this shade last year. I really, really love the finish of this Milk Makeup Concealer. Only reason why I didn't buy it again was because it was $28, and I don't know why I did that because the Pat McGrath is $32, but in my head I wanted to try Pat McGrath again, so that's why I didn't re-up on the milk. But the milk finish is really, really good. I really love this concealer. It's really, really pretty. My under eyes don't look aged. I tried the Kim Kardashian concealer and my under eyes look really aged, but this Milk Makeup Flex Concealer is really, really good. I feel like people sleep on Milk Makeup, and you need to stop sleeping on them because they're really, really good. Their finish for their products are brilliant. They have really good shade ranges. The only thing is you can't really tell when you go in a Sephora because of the lighting. Everything kind of looks the same, especially when you get to the deeper complexions. But trust me, their shade range is really good. And just the quality, if you have sensitive skin, they do a really good job of making sure that you are included into their conversations when it comes to makeup. And alright, you know, they do things for people who have sensitive skin and oily skin. I really love that about them, because a lot of brands forget about oily skin and just want to give you matte, and matte's cute only for a little bit. Like, I don't like matte. You know, if you're familiar on my channel, we established that's not my thing, but Milk Makeup gives me the look of things without having them to be super matte, so that's why I really like the brand. So that brings my cart to $293, which is pretty typical at Sephora. I don't think that's an astronomical amount, especially because a lot of these things are high-end, really high-end. These are luxury brands. A $65 eyeshadow palette, it's Natasha Denona, so yeah, you better expect that shit to be over $50. Like, it's Natasha Denona. For the most part, I feel like this is basic amount that you know people will spend at Sephora. So I'm not surprised by it. Maybe there's something that you guys were interested in from what I shared that I'm gonna buy. The newest things that are new to me would be the Natasha Denona, the Huda Beauty, and the Makeup Forever pencil, and that's it. Everything else I've used before, tried before. Oh, and the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Everything else I've used before, just in different shades. So that's pretty much what's in my cart. This video was short, sweet, and simple. I will give you guys what's in my Ulta cart. That one's a little bit more interesting because it has hair in it, that has skin. There's some makeup in there too, and some fragrances. Even though I'm an asthmatic, I can't smell. I just want it because the bottles are pretty, and you'll see why I want it when I show you guys. I just want it because the bottles are pretty. So that is it for what's in my Sephora shopping cart. Maybe again there was something you could take away from this video. I hope so, because that is the point of my videos. I will see you guys in my next one. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I gotta go.